For the record, we know that you can't possibly be smart because you think I'm stupid. And that proves you're stupid because you think that. And that's all the evidence that we need of your own stupidity. A smart person would know, would recognize the intelligence of the person that they're up against, and you don't, so you can't possibly be bright. Cry harder. Oh, and as evidence of that reality, you don't get scores on tests like this unless your IQ actually is 144. Note the percentile ranks. Language arts reading 76th percentile, which means only 24% of people who took that test scored higher. Social studies 90th percentile, which means only 10% of the people who took that test scored higher. Science 95, which means only 5% of people scored higher in science. Mathematics 58, which means only 42% of people scored higher. And language arts writing, which means only 42% scored higher. I annihilated that test. I passed with flying colors. This was the equivalent of getting an A+ on the damn fucking test. You don't get scores like that unless you actually are smarter than the vast majority of your peers, unless your mere presence in a room raises the average IQ score in the room. It's just not possible. So to you who think that I'm stupid, I know that there is no possibility at all that you have assessed me in a valid fashion and come to a valid conclusion about me. I know that you are just categorically incorrect, necessarily psychotic and delusional, and that there is no truth in you, so you should get behind me, Satan. As to Charlie Kirk's debate skills, watch Millie annihilate him. He got trounced badly. But look at the morons. Look at them.
The thing I was struck by when I watched.
Look at this, you know? He was such a bad debater they had to kill him to win the argument. Okay, dickbag, lol, dude debunks facts with feelings and calls everyone else stupid. Yep, that checks out. No, you're just indoctrinated with your low intellect. Sorry, smarter than you, and you're stupid because you can't recognize it. 96th percentile in science, so if you think that, you're necessarily psychotic. Period. You don't see me as I actually am. Your perception of me is delusional. Get help. Because you should be shot full of antipsychotics until you recognize that I am smarter than you. Cult talking points, my ass. Low IQ, my ass. Somebody who was low IQ couldn't score in the 95th percentile in science, so your assessment is necessarily delusional at best. And I am certain of that beyond any doubt whatsoever. There's no possibility that you are right about me whatsoever. You're necessarily delusional. How's that furry costume? Just fine, thanks. Thanks for asking. Oh, you're on the other side of hugely talented. You convinced me in the first 3 seconds of this video. You don't have to be a mastermind to see. There's nothing healthy about a grown man. No. If I spent as much time outside talking to people, I would be just the way that I am, bro. I wouldn't rethink a fucking thing. Charlie Kirk didn't need to be the best at the debate because the left can't debate for shit. I've offered debate several lefties who didn't want the heat. Weak-minded POS, MAGA, came for the comments. You know, Charlie would have destroyed you at a debate. Showing sound bites with a video is more easily altered. The left is nothing but hate and violence. Proven fact repeatedly. Yeah, and I'm a proud member of it. The Democratic Party is done after all this. We're tired of the constant lying and living outside reality. We won the last election by a landslide, and Charlie Kirk just had swung the game everyone further right now. Actually, Trump's approval rating is completely underwater, and you're about to get annihilated in the fucking midterm elections. So, yeah, keep thinking that, ass clowns. You know, if there's a different correlate, you should pause a different correlate as a refutation. No, actually, there's no rule that says that we have to. Informal debate, you know, sorry, you have to prove the correlation. You know, we don't have to offer an alternative correlate for anything. You have to prove that your correlation is actually causation. I don't even like Charlie Kirk's political direction, but your Ammo-Phone voice probably wasn't going to win any debates with them. If he was so bad, right, would have abandoned him right after the Sam Cedar debate, but they didn't. People like you are the reason why the democracies are destined to fail. Why are you talking about women? I seriously doubt any talk to you. Oh hey, there's Sarah talking to me just the other day. And to our friend group. Bro, Kirk would have obliterated you in debate. It's easy to clip things out of context. Basically the most unfavorable position someone has ever taken 15 years of open debating off the cuff. I would love to see this on the ratio on this garbage video. I would love to see the ratio on this garbage video. I don't care about the fucking ratio. People suck. I'm a fucking misanthrope, you know? If they don't like my video, fuck them. I don't care. You know, it's really obvious that, you know, people suck, you know, and this comment section only proves it, you know, beyond any reasonable doubt whatsoever. So, you know, and by the way, you know, this whole low IQ talking point that you guys are raising, it's a glorious act of psychological projection on your parts. You know, you're the stupid ones calling the smart one an idiot. You know, and I stand by what I said. We know you're stupid because you think he was good at debate, you know, and that's all the evidence that we need of your own stupidity. And then, you know, the whole, let me see, the little pathetic attempts to make a point about this, and pathetic attempts, low intelligence, you know, the low intelligence comment, you know, about all this. Showing sound bites is more, Jesus, you know, Jesus Christ, this whole, you know, you're stupid, you know, you're the ones, you're indoctrinated hiding your low IQ, yeah, that's not true. There's no possibility that that is true. That is a psychotic delusion. That is a warped perspective about me, and there's no truth in you. Get behind me, Satan. This proves that you're delusional at best, and that there's no possibility that you are not delusional about your assessment towards me. It is proof. If you don't perceive me as intelligent, it's because you're stupid and delusional. Please seek psychological counseling for that psychotic delusion about me, a non-droid. Because you need it. I have more intelligence in my discarded fingernail clippings than you do in your entire body, and I know it. I don't feel doubt about it at all. I know there's no possibility at all that I could be wrong. So don't bother. The funny thing is that people like rationality rules who actually have savvy recognize the troll up for the shitty debater he actually was. I would encourage you to go watch somebody that actually is sophisticated at watching debates like Rationality Rules and see your whole view of that man and his prowess ripped to shreds. Anybody who thinks he was good at this is psychotic at best. You're delusional. Please seek help.